be day 2 of this. This is October 7th. Going through Texarkana. I made it about 6 or 7 hours since yesterday's video. And of course, I've got started later than I wanted to because I was doing my pre-check. Had 4 tires that were under pressure. Took me 20 minutes in the fuel island while fueling to air them up because them rear dually tires are a real pain to get to those inside tire stems. And then you just about got to stand on your head to see where the valve stem is to get the checker on it and then get the air hose on it. But I did get everything going and ready.
Welcome to Texas.
Started. Oh, well, we're in Texas. There's the money shot of the state welcome sign. I don't like the rest stop over here. It's very complicated for trucks to park. It's not a line where it's just park spot, park spot, park spot, park spot. They make you double stack. That way, if you pull in and the guy ahead of you is not going anywhere because he's parked for a break, you've got to back up. So it's really complicated, the way they do that rest stop. And then you got to walk 2 blocks to a building with bathrooms when you think they'd have one over by the truck stop. Not now, it's just a little toilet house. But hey, at least it was clean. Good Lord, this construction right here on 30 from the state line to San Antonio. They are trying to remodel this whole area. Yeah, back to what I was saying about giving yourself some leeway with your start time. Have to be about drop till 6 p.m. so I didn't have to wake up and get rolling at the crack of dawn. I'm about 7 hours away, so I gave myself 8 hours to get there because of construction. And I should have at least 2 or 3 hours after pickup to get headed back the other way, so I might make it out of San Antonio tonight to stop, or I might just go to my company yard. They're 2 or 3 miles down the road and go to bed early and just get going before sunlight. Question to add on top of all the ones I'll ask. Why is it cities and states don't go ahead and build all this with growth planned? Like, did they not plan on these cities and major metropolitans growing? Somewhere over in India or Asia, there's a city that's not even fully populated to the point where everybody has a car, and they went ahead and built like 10-lane wide interstates from their biggest cities to anticipate growth. I saw that in a documentary a couple years back. Maybe by now they're using it, but at the time, like, there was only 1 car to like every 4 or 5 people. In India and those countries over Asia, there's lots of people. So I guess most of them don't travel by increasing your oxygen intake by making you inhale a large quantity. There's a little tidbit for you. Wish I could do 75. That'd be nice. I could really make some time then. What's up with these exit signs and why they have an FM sign on the sign? Because I can't imagine that being a radio station. Excuse me, a radio station. Perfect example. No blinker. No nothing. Like, come on, people. You'll see me do that a lot. It's the one thing that irks me is you don't signal. what I was saying. My company is contracted with pilots, so I usually stay there. That's the only place I get fuel. Though I gotta say, I like how Love's has a better interior store. Like, they've got more creature comforts and whatnots in their stores than Pilot does. Pilot's more about the bare essentials. Got an oversized load. Looks like it's a rock truck body without the tray. Look, there he goes. He's taking the off ramp without no lights. No blinkers, no nothing. Ugh. Saw a big D9 bulldozer without the blade at the truck stop last night. I wonder if there's a bunch of construction where they need the big equipment going on over here. Make sure to give this guy a little bit of space while I inch around him. That's a nice Peterbilt. Look at this Peterbilt. There wasn't no KW on it, so it wasn't a Kenworth. Another thing, you gotta watch out for the company names on some of these trucks. You start to learn how the guys from one company will drive one way, and then guys from another company will drive completely different to the point where it's almost reckless, in my opinion. I don't know how many times I've had a guy not doing the speed limit, and then I pass him so I can keep my. Hey, we got that one by 3 feet 6 inches, or 3 feet 3 inches. Hey, I'm back to what I'm saying. Some drivers that they won't do the speed limit for whatever reason, and then you get up on them and you pass them, and then they get all pissy. It seems like, and they either won't let you by because they'll kick it up a notch on the cruise, or you'll get around them, and then out of nowhere you'll see them fly by you just to get back in front of you, just to outrun you for 20-30 minutes, and then you back up on their tail again. A lot of ego games out here, I've noticed. A lot of ego games. Like, this is not the place or the environment to let ego steer you in what you're doing. And then that ego thing plays into the whole who uses CB radios and who doesn't. Because most people don't like to have a CB radio because all you got is the ego guys flexing their ego and patting their self on the back, but acting big and macho and cussing you out and threatening to kick your ass. So people leave their radios off, and then you get the guys that gripe and complain nobody leaves their radios on for communication. It's one of those things where you can't win for losing. in business for a while, he didn't use CB. He went to ham radio. You gotta have it's either a permit or a license to use ham radios because they're a different frequency band than the CBs, because CB stands for Citizens Band, which is a series of wavelength from whatever frequency, or I don't know the technicality stuff. I know enough to be dangerous. Yeah, the frequencies between whatever, which channel 1, 2, whatever through 40 is the frequency. That's just the channel that uses a frequency within a band wave. And then with ham radio, they've actually got channels that we can't reach with the CB, but a ham radio, if tuned right, can dip into the CB channels. CB or ham radio channels is regulated because it's more power than a standard CB. That's how it's got to reach those band waves. You got to go take a test. It's more based on how you act than how you use your radio, per se. License, you get your call sign, and whatever you transmit, you've got to use your call sign before. Go back to my original thought. The old timer that was telling me people on ham radio are a little less egotistic and whatnot because they're monitored. If you get caught by somebody that is a little higher up in the levels of ham radio, they can actually get your license revoked, and then you won't be legal to transmit on those channels anymore. And then that can come with fines and confiscations of equipment. And ham radio equipment is not cheap. Guys like to boast that they got $400 or $500 into their CBs where they've been peaked and tuned and all this other stuff. $500-$600 might be the base model for a handheld ham radio, let alone the kind you'd mount into something like a CB radio. So that's another thing. Gotta be a little more responsible considering you gotta put more money into your equipment.